I've been a mental health researcher for 25 years, and I think one of the big problems that hasn't been addressed is how you prevent suicide. So it was my interest in preventing suicide that's turned me to think about research for suicide prevention. I think we're going to try and show that people at risk of suicide are on the web, that is, they're online, and that our online interventions that we're specifically designing for suicide prevention will be taken up by people at risk, and that it will make a difference to their risk profile, so that we'll actually lower the suicide rate in Australia. Other research that I've conducted using web-based interventions have shown that we can change depression and we can change anxiety levels directly to people through the internet. One recent research project looked at depression outcomes as a result of a web intervention and suicide outcomes. And what we found was that the depression outcomes didn't match the suicide outcomes. So for different sorts of interventions, you can get a change in depression and it won't have an effect on suicide ideation. So that surprised me, because depression is such a big risk factor for suicide. And what it means is we have to develop specific interventions that are designed for suicide and thinking about suicide, and not just have depression interventions and hope that they will make a difference to the suicide ideation. Because a lot of the research I do is on the internet is global, and it'd be wonderful to reach all countries with our new programs that we think will be very effective in reducing anxiety, depression and suicide ideation. So I think we want to go global, we want to reach the world, and I think if we had more funding we'd be able to translate our programs so they could be disseminated further.